Wagwan people. Alright, so I think it's about time I drop another rhyming word soup on you guys. This is one that I wrote back in 2014. It's called #IamThatPoet, and the story behind it is being asked the question, what type of poet are you? You know, what do you write about? That sort of thing. And I was really thinking about that at a time based on a conversation I had with a friend, I guess about 2014, where he was suggesting that what you should do is stick to one style, and then once you get known in that style, branch out into other different styles. And I thought it was good advice. I mean, it is good advice, no doubt about it. No matter what you're doing, it is good to stick to one thing, get known for that, and then branch out. 100% good advice. But it's just not who I am. You know, I do feel like there's a lot that I want to say and a lot that I want to do and a lot of things I have an interest in, and so it's very, very difficult to me to just stick to one style or only talk about one topic. But it did get me thinking about, you know, so what type of poet am I? What do I write about? What do I represent? You know, that sort of thing. And that's what inspired this #IamThatPoet, to talk about what type of poet I am in poetry form, in spoken word form. So that's what this is. And for anybody who is interested, there is a recorded, as in a proper recorded version of this particular piece with music and all that kind of stuff. I'll put a link to the album that it's on in the description. You can listen to it online, download it if you are so inclined as well. But I'll put a link to that down below. But for now, I'm gonna read this. I did have a practice session before recording this, but before doing this video. But it's been a while since I've actually performed or read it, so I might. Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Hopefully, I won't mess up too much, but we'll see. All right. I do not fit into any genres, nor do I desire to. I do not fit into any genres, nor do I desire to conform to social constructs. I merely endeavour to write the thoughts of my mind, stories in time, previous lives, and tales of spectacular moments. So when I'm asked by earthly nomads what type of poet I am, my answer is often convoluted, fantasy mixed with truths, allegories and obscure metaphors that serve only to confuse the listener even more, so I implore your attention. Allow me to attempt an explanation for the situation I have found myself in with the sincere intent of addressing it. I have multiple and varying characteristics, each representing a different life that I have lived. This is commonly known as being eclectic, so I can switch from established academics to more commonly used colloquialisms. I am that poet, the one who is not from this planet. I was sent away by my parents when my homeland was damaged, flew through space in a high-density alien capsule, entered Earth's atmosphere at an inappropriate angle, crash-landed in the Bermuda Triangle and roams the lands in search of adventure. I questioned everything. Since all science is based on assumptions, it seems the biggest of them is that this world is real. Perception filters dissimulates the full picture. We only see what our overseers intended for us, so I made a point of looking beyond the dissemination, and found that most anytime one is presented with options, there is always at least one other that isn't on offer, something that doesn't benefit the person given the choices. One may refer to this as an illusion of gesture. Thus, creating one's own path in life is of paramount importance. Seeking to find a course that is uniquely yours and is something that unfortunately many people do not make efforts for. Now, history has taught that those who have attempted to go against the norm and ostracized and ignored are ostracized, ignored, persecuted and tortured, or labeled mentally dormant. The point I'm trying to put forward is, difference is asked for, but not actually welcome in these districts. I have learned to read and listen between the lines and decided that I do not wish to be a part of a system that lacks comprehension of human understanding. I do not claim to be an expert of anything, but if one does not accept the individuality of others, one misses the purpose of having many cultures, to learn from our differences and to know strangers on a personal basis. But even I sometimes wish to end this. When I see the atrocities that ignorance has contended, I want to cast aside my human associations and revert back to a fantastical life form. But I can only do that once peace is born. Until then, I will continue to delve into the depths of all, exposed to the dishonest and the hypocritical. So when you ask what type of poetry I scroll, I write a type that makes eyes fall, a lexicon that forms provocative overtures, journeys through a thought process, not limiting itself to one existence. I write with a conscience of over 9,000 men, women and children. I'm a time-traveling mad scientist. My words will always rise above standard adjectives. By the time you see my next appearance, I would have already regenerated. You will not get used to me. I wear personalities like items of clothing. This is the fundamental principles of time traveling. You will not ever understand it if you insist on incessantly holding on to logic. Indeed, you must let go of it, because it can only take you so high. All else lies on the other side of trying. Who am I? I'm Satan's nemesis, 10,000-year-old deformed circus freak, vampire slayer, part cyborg, part shape-shifting werewolf stalking social norms, part unicorn trapped in human form. I am that poet. My speech will sometimes protrude slowly because I'm thinking of how to appropriately articulate my emotions. Do not interrupt this process. I find it extremely disconcerting. I close my eyes when I forget my words and transport myself to another dimension, one where peace reigns throughout the continents and where there is no such thing as arrogance. I will stay there until I have theories on how to recreate it. Then I take language back to animalistic noises and devise a new direction to move forward in. Caterwauling, you categorically cannot kill those who do not fear dying. Heart of a lion, mind of a medieval mania patient with excavated holes that demons live in, a constant battle between good and evil. Ergo, my poetic prowess often involves conflicts of interest. My archives contain several masterpieces where my electronic current conquers clandestine civilizations. From the beginning of time to the Middle Ages, my name became synonymous with iconoclastic behavior, tearing down established procedures, making way for creative thinkers. We travel solar systems to see the distant future, where a person's compost doesn't cause questions of their composure, where people have learned to live with one another, where greed and corruption are traits that no longer matter. With every small triumph, we bring this world closer. I have seen the best and worst of what we're capable of. In some shape or form, I've been involved with every one of them and countless combinations in between each of them. I am that poet. Trained by Master Goku, I was a world warrior by the age of 11, rescuing princesses from hidden kingdoms, swinging swords at infected creatures. I am that poet. The voice of the voiceless and the voice of the loners. Make sense of this world through fictional characters. Undisputed champion of failed romances. Solitude has been my most consistent companion. I am that poet. Cave dwelling in secret locations, organizing ways to raise public awareness. Wanted by the authorities for acts of malfeasance. One man's freedom fighter is another man's terrorist. I am that poet. I will not confine myself to limitations. There are too many places I'm yet to experience. I am that poet. And that was hashtag I am that poet. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, yeah, check out the link to the other stuff and other poems that I post on this from time to time as well. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. Let me know if you got anything from that. Let me know stuff. How you doing? What's up? Just let me know. So yeah, more gaming / vlogs over here if I'm doing this right. You can check out my comedy channel over there if I hope I'm doing this right. And you could find me around the web over, I think I might be putting the wrong way. One of these sides anyway, I'll figure it out. Anyway, that is all for now. Thank you for watching, and until whenever, if ever, peace out.